start here with Nikki K.
Jonathan, congratulations.
Thanks,
This is just an overall question about the chemistry of this team. Greg told us that you guys wanted to have dinner together last night. You stayed together at a hotel, came together to the game. I'm guessing not all teams you've played on have been like that before. So what's special about this group of guys right now?
I think it's just a group of good people. Everyone recognises that we're from kind of different areas around the world, speak different languages, but I think all together we work, and there seems to be kind of a spirit that's grown, especially over the last 2 months or so, and we're kind of finding that at the right time now. And yeah, we're producing results and finding a bit of momentum when it matters most.
Thanks for your time. Greg also mentioned that not a lot of playoff experience in this group. You know, a lot of you guys are still kind of new to MLS. Did it feel different? Obviously you were aware of what it was, but now that you're through that, does it help, or was it just another game?
It very much felt like just another game kind of going into it, and then when you get into it, it kind of, that jeopardy is always there, you know, like one moment can change the game, and then suddenly you don't want to be the team that's chasing the game, and I think most of the time the team that scores first probably goes through in these games. But yeah, like you said, a lot of us are new to the league, and we kind of have to create that experience for ourselves so that going forward, looking into the future, we kind of build that playoff experience. But today was obviously a big moment for us that we came through against kind of a game-savvy team. They know how to get results. They know how to defend. They're good on set pieces. And I think they've been reasonably successful before in the playoffs. So, yeah, it was a big moment for us, and I'm happy that we came through it.
Greg talked a little bit about not getting shutouts, or at least you guys haven't gotten a lot of shutouts lately. You do in a playoff game. And then can you maybe touch a little bit on just the atmosphere, what it was like in the stadium?
Yeah, I mean, we started the season with lots of shutouts and kind of felt like we were building momentum on that. But then we also weren't scoring a lot of goals, which is obviously not necessarily how we want to play. And then, yeah, like you said, recently we've kind of been in control of games, always going to win the game, but then not keeping a shutout or a clean sheet. So it's been a little bit frustrating, but we knew that if we kept a shutout in the playoff game, then we've got a very good chance of going through. Sorry, yeah, the atmosphere was amazing. You know, even actually the Salt Lake game at home was amazing, kind of gave us a feel of what it was going to be like today. It's not always easy to create a good atmosphere at 12 o'clock on a Saturday, so they all turned out in their numbers. They created the atmosphere we were hoping they would, and I actually felt like they carried us over the line at one point, you know, in the second half, where Nashville were coming into the game and it was becoming a bit more even. I think first half we had a lot of possession, generally in control, but second half, yeah, it kind of, I don't know, something about it always felt like we were going to be the ones that were going to come out on top.
You mentioned jeopardy, and eighth minute, you kind of put yourself into some jeopardy.
Yeah.
What happened there? Can you talk about surviving that? And then they had many chances where they got into the box, but didn't necessarily get a great shot on.
Yeah, I think that's something I've done most of the season, looking to play balls through the lines. It was just that I kind of saw it a bit late, and I still wanted to try and play it into him. And once I'd made the decision, it was too late. I should have just pulled out of it, but I reacted well, obviously made the save. And then I kind of felt like, yeah, every time they went forward, our kind of last line of defence was pretty solid in the box. They got into some dangerous areas without creating clear-cut chances. Most of the shots on target that I had to save were pretty straightforward. So yeah, it was a good, solid defensive team effort, to be honest. And yeah, obviously we're all happy with the clean sheet.
And one of those shots was the early second half when Hani got a little space there on Sega. How did you see that sort of develop there?
Yeah, I think I can't remember how it came up to it, but they got slipped down the side, and Mukhtar was kind of one-on-one with me and Sega. Was it Sega or Martin? Can't remember. And yeah, I think he just pulled it kind of through his legs, and then I had like a trailing leg that kept it out. And yeah, sometimes those are big moments when you come out of the half time. Sometimes the intensity's down a bit, and just one moment, and suddenly bang, you can find yourself 1-0 down. So maybe something for us to talk about, but in general, there weren't many of those moments, to be honest.
And what has Martin brought to the back line? He's been starting, I think, maybe like the last 4 or 5 games here. What has he added to the group?
Yeah, he's obviously brings a wealth of experience. He's very steady, always in the right positions, reads the game really well, kind of knows when not to take a risk or recognises when we're in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, he's been great. He doesn't speak much English, but it kind of hasn't really been an issue for any of us. So yeah, he's been obviously a great addition. And then obviously Derek coming on, seeing the game out today, and Sega's efforts over the last month or two have been massive. So yeah, everyone's got to be really pleased.
Hey, Jonathan. Congrats on
Hi.
the win. LAFC next. You've played in the El Tráfico games before. This is going to be totally different, very intense at their place. How much are you looking forward to it? These are the moments you'd kind of dream of as a player to be involved in.
Yeah, this is kind of the ideal playoff game, I guess, for the neutral. But yeah, we've actually had a good record against them the last few years, and they finally got a win against us at their place earlier in the season, but even that wasn't easy for them. We both know each other very well. We played each other 3 times last season, twice again this season. And yeah, we know it's going to be a bit of a hostile atmosphere. It's going to be an intense game. And I don't think it's anything that's going to surprise us or be too much for us, though, and hopefully we'll get another good performance and another good result.
Jonathan, following up on that, you haven't played LAFC since the first half of the season, since July, as you mentioned, 3 games before that. Obviously, you guys have changed quite a lot, but so have they. You know, do you look back on those 3 games? Do they matter, or is this game completely separate from anything that you would have experienced so far this season?
Maybe if we played them more recently, they would matter. But like you said, a lot has changed in that time. We've got a few new additions. We play in a slightly different way, and we found some momentum that we didn't have at the start of the season. And like you said, they've added a few additions which have been interesting, and they've had to adapt to kind of fit that in. And it's very much 2 different teams than at the start of the season. So we'll speak about it with Greg and the coaching staff, what to expect, what kind of game to expect. But generally, their principles stay the same. They're high pressing, high energy, play on the transition. So yeah, we know each other pretty well.
We'll take 2 questions from Zoom. So we'll go with Tom Boger. Tom, go ahead.
Thanks for taking the time, Jonathan. You guys just mentioned it was your first clean sheet in a couple months or 10 or 12 games, and the team has been playing pretty comprehensive in the last few games without losing. So is this the best soccer that this team is playing all season on this little trip?
Yeah, I think so. I think we have genuine control of games. A lot of that obviously comes from the midfield. A lot of that comes from the midfield and the quality we have in there. It allows us to ride moments in games where either it's going really well for us or it's not going so well for us. Either emotions are up or they're down. To have that consistency of kind of technique and awareness in midfield allows us to control a lot of the games, and it prevents transitions, which were a big danger against us. But I'm forgetting the question, sorry, slightly. But yeah, I think we're controlling games better now than we ever did, and it probably has to be the best football we've played all season. Yeah.
And then we'll take one final one with Dylan Butler. Go ahead, Dylan.
Hey, John, congratulations on the victory. Just following up on FC, is there an advantage, you think, to this that you played, or you guys collectively have played, that games there, they're rested, and kind of a part 2 to that? Just, you mentioned the atmosphere here at your place, what do you think it's going to be like there in the match?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. Obviously, you get the bye week, which is advantageous, but then you haven't played for 2 weeks. I know their last result wasn't what they were hoping, and yeah, we come off of it. Okay, less recovery time, but with confidence and momentum from already playing a playoff game. So we've kind of got this one under our belt. We've experienced it, and hopefully that will work in our favour. But yeah, we know that both, whenever the two teams play each other, either at our place or their place, the atmospheres are always good. So we've always been really good about bringing away fans to the stadium there, which kind of adds another level to it. But yeah, I think the atmosphere is going to be amazing, obviously, but we have to kind of just focus on our game.
Thanks for your time, Bondi.
Thank you, guys. See ya.